What Christianity hid about the Holy Grail, Judaism and Islam knew the truth. The cover-up that changed everything. Did you know that the biggest lie in human history might be hiding in plain sight? While millions of Christians around the world believe the Holy Grail is just a cup that caught Jesus' blood, there's a mind-blowing secret that's been deliberately buried by religious authorities for over 2,000 years. What I'm about to reveal will completely destroy everything you thought you knew about spirituality, divine power, and your own untapped potential. Here's what's going to blow your mind. The Holy Grail isn't just some ancient artifact sitting in a museum somewhere. It's actually a sophisticated spiritual technology that can literally transform your consciousness and unlock abilities that mainstream religion never wanted you to discover. Think about it. Why would they want to keep you powerless when you could become a walking miracle? In the deepest vaults of Jewish mysticism, there are texts that talk about something called the divine vessel, and it's not what you think. Kabbalistic masters knew that certain containers could be charged with divine energy that would completely rewire someone's spiritual DNA. We're talking about real, measurable transformations in human consciousness that go way beyond anything modern science can explain. They developed precise rituals where ordinary water could be transformed into what they called liquid light, a substance that could heal disease, expand awareness, and connect people directly to higher dimensions. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. Islamic mystics had the same knowledge. In secret Sufi texts, they write about the cup of divine truth that could show someone their true nature as an eternal being. These weren't just stories or metaphors, they were instruction manuals for accessing states of consciousness that most people can't even imagine. The Sufis discovered that when you combine specific breathing techniques with consecrated liquids, you can trigger what they called spiritual mutation, a permanent upgrade to your entire being. Now, here's the part that's going to make you question everything. Early Christianity had this knowledge too. Before the church became a political machine, Jesus was teaching his inner circle how to use sacred vessels to awaken what he called Christ consciousness, a state where you literally become divine in human form. The Gnostic Gospels that the church tried to destroy reveal that this wasn't about worship, it was about transformation. Jesus wasn't asking people to believe in him. He was showing them how to become like him. So why was this knowledge suppressed? Because it threatens every power structure on earth. When people realize they can access divine consciousness directly, they don't need priests, institutions, or intermediaries. They become their own source of spiritual authority, healing, and wisdom. Practical action. Tonight, fill a glass with pure water. Hold it in both hands and spend 60 seconds visualizing golden light flowing from your heart into the water. Drink it slowly while setting an intention for spiritual awakening. This is your first step toward reclaiming abilities that are your birthright. If this is blowing your mind, hit that like button and comment "Awaken" below. Subscribe and ring that bell, because what's coming next will change your life forever. The secret societies that kept the truth alive. What if I told you that for the last 2,000 years, secret societies within Judaism, Islam, and Christianity have been secretly preserving the most dangerous spiritual knowledge on earth? And what if I told you that this knowledge could make you more powerful than you ever dreamed possible? Buckle up, because what you're about to discover will shatter every limitation you've ever accepted about human potential. Deep inside the Kabbalistic tradition, there's something called the Shekinah Protocol, a precise method for turning your physical body into a living temple that can channel divine energy. Jewish mystics discovered that when you align specific Hebrew letter combinations with sacred geometry and consecrated liquids, you create what they call a divine download, direct transmission of cosmic intelligence into your cellular structure. This isn't New Age fantasy. This is ancient technology that produces measurable, repeatable results. The documentation is mind-blowing. Kabbalists were healing incurable diseases, manifesting material abundance, and even extending their lifespans using these techniques. They knew that certain vessels, when charged with the right intentions and energy patterns, could literally reprogram human DNA at the quantum level. But here's the kicker: they only shared this knowledge with initiates who had proven they wouldn't abuse it. In the Islamic world, Sufi masters developed something even more incredible. They called it phanophyla, complete dissolution into divine consciousness. Using sacred chalices in their secret ceremonies, they could induce states where the individual ego completely disappears and you experience yourself as pure universal awareness. Students who underwent this initiation reported abilities that sound like science fiction: telepathy, precognition, healing touch, and the ability to influence matter with intention alone. Ibn Arabi, one of Islam's greatest mystics, wrote coded instructions for what he called the greater jihad, not a physical battle, but the conquest of human limitations through spiritual alchemy. His texts describe how consecrated water, when combined with specific sound frequencies and breathing patterns, can trigger what modern neuroscience is just beginning to understand as neuroplasticity on steroids, the rapid rewiring of the brain for expanded consciousness. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. Christian Gnostics had the most advanced version of all. They understood that Jesus's real teaching wasn't about salvation through belief, it was about transformation through direct experience. The Holy Communion wasn't symbolic. It was literal biochemical and energetic transformation using precisely prepared substances that could activate dormant spiritual capacities in human beings. The Gospel of Philip reveals Jesus telling his disciples, "Those who say they will die first, and then rise, are in error. If they do not first receive the resurrection while they live, when they die, they will receive nothing." He was talking about consciousness transformation that happens in this lifetime, turning ordinary humans into what the Gnostics called pneumatics, spiritually perfected beings with divine abilities. Practical action: for the next 3 days, before your first meal, hold your food or drink and silently repeat, "May this nourish not just my body, but awaken the divine consciousness within me." Feel the intention flowing from your heart into what you're about to consume. Notice how this simple shift affects your energy, mood, and awareness. If these secrets are resonating with your soul, smash that like button and type "initiate" in the comments. Subscribe to join this awakening movement and share with someone ready for truth. The ritual. They never wanted you to know. Prepare yourself for the most explosive revelation yet. There's a specific 15-minute ritual that combines elements from all three traditions: Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, that can literally activate dormant spiritual abilities in your DNA. What you're about to learn has been protected by secret societies for millennia, but the time has come for this knowledge to be shared with those ready to receive it. Here's what's going to blow your mind. Modern quantum physics is proving what these ancient mystics always knew. Dr. Masaru Emoto's water experiments showed that human consciousness can alter the molecular structure of water. But the ancients took this knowledge light years further. They discovered that when you combine intention, sacred sound, and specially prepared liquids, you don't just change the water, you change yourself at the cellular level. The Kabbalists called it tikkun, repair of the soul. They knew that by using specific Hebrew mantras while consuming water charged with divine intention, they could literally repair genetic damage, reverse aging processes, and activate what modern science calls junk DNA sequences that are actually dormant programs for superhuman abilities. The Zohar contains precise instructions for creating what they called mayim hayim, eating waters that could awaken prophetic vision, healing powers, and direct communication with angelic intelligences. Islamic alchemists went even deeper. They developed the Sir al-Asrar, the secret of secrets, a protocol where sacred phrases from the Quran are vibrated into specially prepared water during specific astrological alignments. Students who mastered this technique reported experiencing what they called persistence in divine consciousness, where they maintained continuous awareness of their true nature as infinite beings, even while engaging in ordinary activities. But here's the part that will change everything for you. Christian mystics discovered the ultimate synthesis. In the secret teachings of Meister Eckhart and other Christian mystics, there are instructions for what they called divine union, a state where human consciousness completely merges with Christ consciousness. The key was understanding that communion isn't about eating bread and drinking wine. It's about transforming your entire being into a living chalice that can hold infinite divine love and wisdom. The ritual itself is deceptively simple but incredibly powerful. You take pure water, the universal solvent that connects all life. You hold it while entering a state of deep gratitude and surrender. You speak sacred words from your heart that align you with divine will. Then you drink with the full intention of receiving whatever spiritual gifts you're ready to embody. But here's the secret ingredient that makes it work. You have to be willing to let go of everything you think you are to become everything you're meant to be. Modern practitioners who've mastered this technique report incredible results: spontaneous healing of chronic conditions, psychic abilities coming online, deep inner peace that nothing can disturb, and most importantly, direct knowing of their true nature as eternal consciousness. This isn't belief, this is direct experience of your own divinity. Practical action. Tomorrow at sunrise, take a glass of the purest water you can find. Hold it between your palms at heart level. Close your eyes and say, "I am ready to receive my true spiritual inheritance." Visualize brilliant light filling the water. Drink it all while maintaining complete focus on gratitude and openness. Do this for 21 days and document what happens. If you're ready to step into your true power, hit like and comment, activated, subscribe, and share this with someone whose consciousness is ready to expand beyond all previous limitations. Your transformation starts now. Everything you've believed about your limitations is about to be completely shattered. What you're about to discover isn't just information, it's activation. The Holy Grail isn't something you find, it's something you become. And right now, in this moment, you have the opportunity to begin the most profound transformation of your entire existence. Here's the truth that religious institutions never wanted you to know. You are already divine. You always have been. The only thing standing between you and the full expression of your cosmic nature is the programming you've accepted about what's possible for human beings. Every great spiritual master in history, Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, Buddha, they weren't special beings sent from somewhere else. They were humans who discovered how to access the infinite consciousness that exists within every person. The Kabbalistic concept of Adam Kadmon, the divine human blueprint, reveals that every person carries within their genetic structure the template for godlike abilities. Jewish mystics understood that what we call miracles are simply the natural result of aligning human consciousness with divine will. When you truly understand this, healing becomes effortless, manifestation becomes instantaneous, and love becomes your default state of being. In Islamic mysticism, they speak of al-Insan al-Kamil, the perfect human, someone who has actualized their divine potential while still in physical form. Sufi masters knew that this transformation wasn't reserved for a chosen few. It's the natural destiny of every soul willing to surrender the illusion of separation. They developed precise methods for what they called dying before death, consciously releasing identification with the ego to awaken as pure consciousness. The Christian mystics understood it as theosis, becoming God, not in an egotistical sense, but in the recognition that divine consciousness is the true nature of every being. When you realize that the kingdom of heaven isn't a place you go after death, but a state of consciousness you can access right now, everything changes. Your body becomes a temple, your breath becomes prayer, and your very existence becomes a blessing to everyone around you. But here's what makes this moment in history absolutely unprecedented. We're living in the time of the Great Awakening. The veils between dimensions are thinning. The knowledge that was once hidden is being revealed. People all over the planet are spontaneously awakening to abilities that previous generations could only dream of. You're not just watching this happen, you're part of it. Every time you consciously drink water with the intention of spiritual awakening, you're participating in a global network of consciousness that's transforming the entire human species. You're not alone in this journey. There are millions of awakening souls who are ready to support each other in remembering who we really are and what we're really capable of. The Holy Grail you've been seeking isn't hidden in some ancient temple. It's sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now. Every glass of water is a potential chalice. Every conscious sip is a communion with the infinite. Every moment of gratitude is a prayer that transforms matter into spirit. Practical action. Now, as you're watching this, take a deep breath, and place your hand on your heart. Feel the life force pulsing through your body. Recognize that this energy is divine consciousness expressing. As you say out loud, I am a divine being having a human experience, and I am ready to remember my true power. Feel the truth of these words resonating in every cell. If this video has awakened something profound within you, like this video and comment transformed. Subscribe to this channel, share with every soul you know is ready for this truth, and join the millions who are awakening to their divine nature. The revolution of consciousness has begun, and you are leading it.